This week we are going to spend time practicing our long division and thinking about what we can do when we come up with a remainder. So that's what this video will be about, long division, interpreting the remainder. So when we get a remainder in a long division problem, we have a few options. One option is that we can round the answer. Another option is that we can drop the remainder because maybe it's not important. And then the third one is to share the remainder. Okay, so in this first example, we're going to look at when you have a remainder and you want to round it so that you include it as part of your quotient. And remember, the answer to a division problem is the quotient. So let's take a look at the reading here. Rounding the remainder means that you round it up and you include it in the answer. So in other words, you're adding one more to the quotient so that everyone or everything could be included. So like last week we talked about, sometimes that remainder is a person and you certainly don't want to leave them behind. So here's our example. 23 Girl Scouts are going camping. 4 girls can sleep in one tent. How many tents will they need? Okay, so let's read that again. We know it's about girls going camping. Now let's look at the math. 23 girls are going camping. 4 girls can sleep in one tent. How many tents do they need? Okay, so we know that there are 23 girls and 4 of them can sleep in a tent. So we need to figure out how many tents can we get these girls into. Okay, so if we use the standard algorithm, which is what we've been talking about, we can write our problem as 23 divided by 4. And this one shouldn't take us too long because it's only a 2-digit by 1-digit. So let me get some more room here. 23 girls, 4 can fit in a tent. So let's take a peek. So when you think about your multiplication chart off to the side, 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16, and 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24, which is too much, so we'll look at 4 times 5. And since 4 does not go into 2, I'm talking about all of 23. 4 goes into 23 without going over 5 times. And my divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So 5 times 4 is 20. I'm going to subtract now, and I get 3. And here there's nothing left to bring down. So I have a remainder of 3. The question says, how many tenths will they need? Well, I can't say they need 5 remainder 3. That doesn't work because in this case, our remainder are people, and we certainly don't want the girls to be sleeping outside. So since there are 3 girls that will need a place to sleep, we're going to round up and include that in our answer. So instead of 5 tenths, we're going to need 6 tenths because these remainders are people and we don't want them sitting outside and not having a place to think. So one thing to think about is whenever your remainder are people or animals or food, a lot of times you will round it into your quotient and you will round up to the next whole number. Okay, so in this next example is sometimes you just drop the remainder. Dropping the remainder, sometimes called ignoring the remainder, means that you're not going to use it in the answer at all. So here's our example. 23 Girl Scouts want to roast marshmallows. There are 50 marshmallows in the bag. How many marshmallows will each girl get? Okay, so this problem is about girls and marshmallows. Well, let's read it a second time. 23 Girl Scouts want to roast marshmallows. There are 50 marshmallows in each bag. How many marshmallows will each girl get? So we know that there are 50 marshmallows in each bag, and we have 23 to divide it between. So 50 divided by 23. Okay. This one I could almost do in my head, but I'm still going to use the algorithm because I know that 23 is really close to 25, and 25 is the same as a quarter, 25 cents. 2/4 would give me 50. So I'm pretty close to being able to do this in my head. But for the sake of talking about the remainder, I'm still going to use the algorithm. And I'm going to think about 23 times 2 is 46. And that, I know I'm going to use 2 because I'm not going to get another group of 23 in there. So I'm going to put my 2 above the 0, and now I'm doing 2 times 23, which is 46. I'm going to subtract, and there's nothing here to bring down. So my answer would be 2 remainder 4. Question says, how many marshmallows will each girl get? Well, it doesn't make sense to say, well, 2 remainder 4 is the answer. Since there are 4 marshmallows cannot be divided between 23 girls, the extra marshmallows just get dropped or they get ignored, and they're not part of the answer. So how many marshmallows will each girl get? They each get 2, and we're not going to worry about the remainder in this problem. So here's the tip. Use drop it when you cannot easily divide the remainder or when the rounding up does not make sense. Okay, this last idea of sharing it is one that we use often when we're thinking about money or food or any kind of measurement. And so when we have a long division problem, when we're thinking about sharing the remainder, this is an example of that. So sharing the remainder means that you're going to include the remainder in the answer and report it as a fraction or a decimal. We have not done fractions or decimals yet. We will this year, and so this is just a first look at it. Okay, so here's the problem. Molly needs 2 pieces of rope to set up her tent. She has 1 piece that is 11 feet long. How long will each piece be if she cuts the rope into 2 equal pieces? So for our first read, we're just thinking about the problem. A girl named Molly has some rope. She wants to break it into 2 equal parts. Okay, so let's read it again. Molly needs 2 pieces of rope to set up a tent. She has 1 piece that is 11 feet long. How long will each piece be if she cuts the rope into 2 equal pieces? So she has 11-foot rope. She wants to cut it equally into 2 pieces. Now again, this is one that I could probably do in my head, but for the sake of looking at the remainder, we're just going to solve. So using the algorithm, we'll do divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. And remember, sometimes we think about this as, does McDonald's serve burgers? Or in some families, there's dad, mom, sister, brother. If you use your strategy every time, even on problems you think are easy, it's always going to benefit you. So I always just write it down, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, just to make sure I have it. So here we're looking at 2 does not go into 1, so I'm thinking about 2 going into 10. For this, you can make a multiplication chart. Most of you are very fluent with your 2s. If you do, you can always do that off to the side. And here you can see that 2 times 5 equals 10. So I'm going to put my 5 up here. Then I'm going to multiply 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. Subtract. And there's nothing left to bring down. So the question says, how long will each piece be if she cuts the rope into 2 equal pieces? Well, I can't reply back 5 remainder 1 as a length. That just doesn't make sense. So I have to think about the problem. There's this long rope and we're cutting it in half. And how long is it? So up here in the problem it says feet, so I know my label is feet. It's 5 feet with a remainder of 1 out of 2. So it's 5 1/2 feet because my remainder was 1 and it's out of my divisor, which is 2. So 5 1/2 feet is my answer. And then I can think to myself, well, does that make sense? 5 plus 5 equals 10, and then half of something plus a half of another thing equals 1, so my answer would be 11. So in this case, that makes sense. So my answer then is 5 1/2 feet. So here's the tip with this. Sharing it is often used with money, food, and measurement. You share it when you can equally split the remainder and it makes sense to do so. All right, let's look at a problem here together. So this first problem says, a new video game console needs 9 computer chips. If a machine can create 865 computer chips a day, how many video game consoles can be created in a day? Well, that's our first read. We're thinking about a video game, making it. There's something about computer chips. So let's do a second read and really focus in on the math here. So a new video game console needs 9 computer chips. If the machine can create 865 computer chips a day, how many video game consoles could be created in a day? So here I know I'm going to need to divide. There are 865 chips a machine can create, and I'm going to use those chips to create these game consoles, and each game console needs 9. So I'll write my strategy: divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. I know that my problem is 865 divided by 9, and it's asking me how many to be created in one day. So I am going to make my multiplication chart off to the side here, because sometimes when I'm multiplying by 9, I have to think really hard about the answer. So I'm just going to take a quick minute here and go through my multiplication facts and get them all written down so that when I'm working, I can just look down and use the math I've already created. Okay, so here I know 9 does not go into 8, so I'm going to be looking at it to go into 86. 9 goes into 86. If I use my multiplication chart, I can see that 9 times 9 is 81, so I'm going to use that. It doesn't go over, and I know I don't have room to make another one. So then I'm going to multiply. 9 times 9 is 81. Next step is to subtract and then bring down. So now I have 9 going into 55. When I glance down at my multiplication chart, I can see that 9 times 6 is 54. So my 6 is going to go above my 5 because that's the number I brought down. Then I'll multiply. 6 times 9 is 54. And then I'm going to subtract. And I have 1 left. And I have nothing left to bring down here. Nothing left to bring down here. So now I have to think about, I have an answer of 96 remainder 1 out of the 9. Okay, so I could say 96 remainder 1 out of the 9. It asks me how many video game consoles can be created in one day. So if I said back to my boss, if I was working there, I couldn't say, well, 96 video game consoles and 1/9. That doesn't make sense. So in this case, I'm going to drop the remainder, and I'm going to say in one day, we can make 96 video game consoles. And that would be my answer for this one. Okay, so this problem you're going to have to look at really closely and think about your remainder in this last one. It's kind of a 2-step remainder, and we'll talk about this one in Schoology or in Zoom today. And then before you log into Zoom today for math, there's one question in Schoology that I would like you to finish. So this one you can get started on, or you can just wait. This is one we're going to do in math today, but there is a problem for you to complete in Schoology today before you sign on for math.